Hey, I'm Dr. Sebastian Gonzalez with Performance Place Sports Care. This is an example of one of the small circuits we do here as part of our rehab. It's really dependent upon what injury you have, but this one is mainly what we use for a lot of hip femoral acetabular impingement or hip FAI, or that pinch that you feel in the front part of the hip. So again, here's just a basic example. All the stuff can be scaled based upon time or weight or so on, and this is not one that we start off people with right away. It's just something that's an example. So here we go. So we're actually going to do barbell hip thrusters for 10 reps. We're going to do dead bugs, side planks, and Supermans. And all the dead bug and side plank and Superman is we are trying to kill time in order to get the energy system back again so we can do barbell hip thrusters again, which is the major mover in this portion. Here we go. So ignore my microphone. First thing, getting up in the hip crease, elbows up, pull up here. The knees are stacked over the feet. I have the shoulder blades hooked around the bench, driving straight down into the ground, through the bench. Making sure we're not hyperextending the back at all and driving up purely with the hips. This is a hip extension movement pattern. Notice the upper body of the trunk is just like a piece of wood, just going up and down. There's no curve forming in it. I think that's 10 right here. I'll drop the bar, roll it out. We're gonna go to dead bug. Here we go. We can go dead bug either same side, or opposite. And usually we do these for times. I'm gonna go for about a minute. Trying to keep the low back pressed into the ground. If you can't keep it down, don't go as far with the legs or don't go as far with the arms. Typically, we test people in the beginning to see how far they can actually go, but we want to see that this portion of the rib cage right here gets depressed and driven in. Next, we're going to go to a side plank. And the rough format we're doing with this is, again, we're doing a larger lift. In this case, it's the barbell hip thruster. A lot of people we have very, very, very low risk with it. And the other ones are core stuff to stabilize the trunk and control the ilium or the hip region. Let's go to a side plank. And, okay, good. I usually go with hand up, chest all the way towards the wall, hips also towards the wall. Typically we ask people if they were the Iron Man, Marvel comic character. You should have a headlight pointed that way, but also imagine one on your groin as well. It should be pointing the same direction at all times. You don't have to hold for a minute. You can go for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or whatever you feel like. Just make sure form doesn't degrade. If it does degrade, you can go from an easier position. There's no harm in that. So probably for the remainder of this, I'll go from the easy position. Just checking time, sorry. I don't have a clock on that wall over there. Then we're gonna switch sides because obviously we want to be even. So just make sure you're breathing, bracing, make sure this rib cage is depressed. And I believe that is a minute. Flipping sides. We'll start with first the hard variety, which I was doing. Make sure you're breathing. Exhale, engage the trunk and pinch a penny between your butt cheeks. Okay, I'll go to the easy way just so you can see the transition. After this, we're going to go straight to Superman. Notice that we're getting the front part of the abdominal area or the trunk here. We're getting the sides, and as well as we're going to get the back. and wait about 10 seconds. And flipping straight to Superman. Superman flies straight. He has an arc. Okay. Thighs up off the ground. Make sure the rib cage isn't driven into the ground either. You want to exhale and compress that down. Going to hold this position. Let's go for about 30 seconds here. If you really need help keeping these shoulders up, you can drive up off the pinkies, and that should be helpful to keep the shoulder blades elevating and up. Make sure you're forming a double chin like this, not going like this. It'll help decrease strain on your neck. Okay, so that's 30 seconds. So, hope this was helpful. If you guys are looking for more types of programs that we do here, we do have a course available, and the link is below this video. I share as much as I possibly can, and I try to make sure the free content I give out is really, really good, but I want to make sure that the paid content is even better. So we do have some paid courses on there. 100% money back guarantee. Go ahead and check them out. And again, Dr. Sebastian Gonzalez. I'll see you later.